Imagine two men. Mark checks his phone every 4 minutes. He's waiting for a text back. He's ready to drop everything, his gym session, his side business, his time with friends, the moment she calls. He thinks this is devotion. He thinks this makes him a good man. Then there's David. David hasn't looked at his phone in 3 hours. He's building something. He has a purpose that burns hotter than his desire for approval. When he finally checks his phone, he responds, but he doesn't waver. Here is the brutal truth that modern romance movies won't tell you. Biologically, she is repulsed by Mark and instinctively drawn to David. Why? Because nature doesn't care about how nice you are. Nature cares about your capacity to survive and conquer. Today, we're going deep into the biological reality of why your mission must come first if you ever want to keep the attraction alive. Welcome back. If you've been following the channel, you know we look beyond the surface level of attraction. We aren't here for pickup lines. We are here to understand the deep psychology and biology of male-female dynamics. There is a phrase I hear constantly from men who are struggling in their relationships. I made her my world, and she left me. It is the paradox of the nice guy. You give her everything. You make her the center of your universe. You prioritize her happiness above your own goals. And in return, her respect for you slowly evaporates until the relationship collapses. This isn't an accident, and she isn't crazy for feeling this way. This is a biological safety mechanism. Today, we are going to explore the evolutionary reasons why a man without a mission is a biological dead end. We're going to look at the story of a man who lost himself and how reclaiming his purpose was the only way to reclaim his power. By the end of this video, you will understand why your ambition isn't just a career choice, it is the foundation of your sexual polarity and the only thing that sustains long-term attraction.
The biological signal. To understand the present, we have to look at the past. Let's rewind 50,000 years. In the ancestral environment, a woman's survival and the survival of her offspring depended entirely on the competence of her mate. She needed a man who could hunt, who could protect, and who could secure resources. Now, imagine a hunter who stops hunting every time his woman sighs. Imagine a protector who drops his spear to ask, "Are you okay? Do you need anything?" while the predator is circling the camp. That man is not romantic. That man is a liability. That man gets the family killed. Evolution has wired the female brain to scan for specific signals. The strongest signal of a high-value male is competence, and competence is demonstrated through focus. When you abandon your mission to chase a woman, you are signaling to her ancient brain that you were easily distracted. You are signaling that you lack the discipline to secure resources. This is the biological truth. A woman cannot feel safe with a man who is easily swayed, even if he is swayed by her. Think about a ship captain. If the captain abandons the wheel every time a passenger gets scared of a wave, the ship sinks. The passengers don't want the captain to hold their hand. They want the captain to steer the ship through the storm. When you make a woman your mission, you abandon the wheel. And the moment you do that, she feels unsafe. Her biological alarm bells ring. She might not articulate it as evolutionary psychology, but she will feel it as a loss of attraction. She will say things like, "I just don't feel a spark anymore," or "You're too available." What she means is, "You have shown me that I am more important to you than your own survival and success, and that makes you weak." The tragedy of Mark, a case study. Let's look at a concrete example. Let's go back to Mark. Mark is a software engineer with a dream of starting his own agency. When he meets Sarah, he's on fire. He's hitting the gym 4 times a week, he's working on his code at night, and he has a vibrant social circle. Sarah is attracted to his drive. She loves that he's busy. She has to chase him a little bit to get on his schedule.
But then, Mark falls in love, and he makes the fatal mistake. He decides that to keep Sarah, he needs to give her more. It starts small. He skips the gym on Tuesday because Sarah had a bad day and wants to watch a movie. Then he pushes back his product launch because Sarah wants to go away for the weekend. Slowly, the mission takes a back seat. 6 months in, Mark is no longer the guy building an empire. He's the guy sitting on the couch asking Sarah, "What do you want to do for dinner? I'm fine with whatever." Sarah's attraction begins to plummet. Why? Because the man she fell in love with, the driven, capable, busy man, has been replaced by a fan. Mark has become a fan of Sarah. She starts testing him. She picks fights. She acts distant. Mark panics. He interprets this distance as a sign he needs to try harder. He doubles down. He sends flowers. He texts her good morning and good night every single day. He abandons his mission completely to fix the relationship. This is the death spiral. Mark doesn't realize that the reason she is distant is because he abandoned his mission. She is testing his frame. She is subconsciously asking, "Are you strong enough to stand up to me? Do you have a spine, or am I the leader here?" By folding, by prioritizing her over his purpose, Mark proves he is followership material, not leadership material. And biologically, women do not sexually desire men they can lead. They may use them for resources, they may keep them around for comfort, but the raw, primal desire, that's gone. The emotional anchor. There is another layer to this, beyond just survival. It's about emotional stability. A man with a mission is like a mountain. The weather changes. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's sunny, but the mountain doesn't move. A man without a mission is like a leaf. He goes wherever the wind blows. In a relationship, the woman is often the weather. Her emotions can be fluid, changing rapidly based on her hormones, her day, her environment. If you don't have a mission, she becomes your center of gravity. This means when she is happy, you are high on life. When she is sad or angry, your world crumbles. You become reactive. We need to talk about polarity. Polarity requires two opposite poles. The masculine pole is direction, purpose, and stability. The feminine pole is flow, emotion, and nurturing. When you don't have a mission, you lose your masculine pole. You drift into the feminine. You become emotional and reactive. Now you have two feminine poles in the relationship, and what happens to two magnets with the same polarity? They repel. When you have a mission that is bigger than her, it gives you a place to stand. If she throws a tantrum or tests you or is in a bad mood, you don't crumble. You have work to do. You have a legacy to build. You can look at her chaos with love, but you don't get sucked into it. You can say, "I see you're upset, and we can talk about this later, but right now I have to finish this chapter. I have to close this deal." Counterintuitively, this calms her down. She realizes, okay, he is solid, he isn't rattled by me, I am safe. Your mission is your anchor. Without it, you are drowning in her ocean. The pivot, how to reclaim your power. So how do you fix this? If you've been Mark, if you've been the nice guy prioritizing her over your life, how do you pivot without blowing up the relationship? It requires a shift in mindset and then a shift in action. First, understand that this is not about ignoring her. It's not about being cold or playing games. It's about boundaries. Write that down. She doesn't want to be the destination. She wants to be the first mate on the voyage to the destination. Step 1. Re-establish the mission. If you don't have one, find one. It could be a physical fitness, a business, a creative pursuit, or a spiritual practice. It must be something that demands your focus and gives you a sense of competence. Step 2. The no is the most romantic word. You have to start saying no to her when it conflicts with the mission. When she asks, "Can you stay in bed and cuddle?" and you have a gym scheduled, the answer is, "No, I have to train. I'll see you later." The first time you do this, she might pout. She might get annoyed. But watch her eyes. Deep down, she respects it. You are proving that you are a man of your word. Step 3. Quality over quantity. When you are with her, be with her 100%. Put the phone away. Because you've spent the day crushing your goals, you can now give her your full, unburdened presence.
A man who is with a woman 24/7 is rarely actually present. He's bored, he's distracted. A man on a mission is away for 10 hours, but for the 2 hours he is with her, he is electric. That is what creates desire. Scarcity creates value. Gentlemen, the biological truth is simple but harsh. You cannot love a woman into staying with you. You cannot nice your way into desire. Attraction is a byproduct of respect, and respect is earned through competence and consistency. Your mission is not just a job, it is the lifeblood of your masculinity. It is the signal to the world and to her that you are a force to be reckoned with. If you sacrifice your mission to keep the girl, you will lose both. But if you pursue your mission with relentless focus, the right woman will move mountains to be by your side. Make yourself the priority. Build your kingdom. The queen comes to the king who has a kingdom, not the beggar looking for a castle to live in. If you're ready to stop drifting and start building, hit that subscribe button. We are building a community of men who understand the deeper game. And drop a comment below. What is the mission you've been neglecting? Declare it in the comments. Let's hold each other accountable. I'll see you in the next one.